What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the fish room. Today we're going to take apart this FLUVAL FX4. It's going to go in the 80 gallon. I got a new shipment of fish coming in tomorrow, so I'm going to have to free up some tanks. The 80 gallon's been cycling for a week now, but we're going to put some bigger filtration on there because we're going to put the Honduran red points and the red hunt geophagus in there. We're going to take the filter apart and I'm going to show you how to clean all the components. As you can see, it's just been sitting here for a while. I broke down this tank about 6 months ago and I haven't really touched the filter, so it's going to be pretty nasty, you guys, so be prepared for that. You start off by taking off these nozzles, and there will be water gathered up in these nozzles, guys, so be careful when you take them off. They're already dripping into the floor as I'm taking them off, so make sure you keep the open ends up. As you can see, they just kind of shot out a little water there. I'm going to move them off to the side, put them in a bucket so they don't spill. And then we're going to work on the second one. Make sure you close the outlets as to not make a mess. I probably should have did that to start with. Probably would have helped. They've been sitting in the open position for a while. They kind of gotten a little stuck. So we're going to take this one off. And I'm putting the water that's gathered in the pipes in a bucket. It's pretty black. It's full of detritus and gunk that's been sitting in these pipes for so long. So we're going to give this thing a good cleaning. Now to take it apart, you take it apart basically the same way you assembled it. You just unscrew these tabs. Just kind of little quick releases. And this thing's probably going to be full of water, you guys, so I'm going to get a couple of towels. That way, as to not make a bigger mess than I already have. Throw them on the sides, just to catch any water that might spill out. Just pop them down. Make sure you don't tip these too far over, because I have popped one loose. And it was a real pain to get back in there. So just, if you do turn them all the way down, make sure you keep your finger underneath them just so the tabs that lock them in place don't pop out. Just be careful you don't pop those out. And you see this thing's filled to the brim with water. We're going to find another bucket to pour it into. Okay. So we got our bucket. And all we're going to do is take the filtration out, put it in the bucket, and then whatever water's left we're going to dump on top of the filtration. A smart man probably would have used the hose that comes with the FLUVAL FX4, hooked it up to the bottom, and pumped the water into the bucket. But I'm only a smart man about 90% of the time, and this ain't one of those occasions. So we're going to just take the filtrate. We're going to probably take the whole basket out. Yep, we're just going to take the whole basket out. Transfer it over to the bucket. Then we're just going to take the bucket. You guys, it smells so bad. And a lot of people complain about FLUVAL not having a lot of water pressure after a while for running. If anybody has that issue, and sorry this is so gross, you guys, it's this sponge right here that causes the lack of water pressure. As you can see, there's so much detritus built up on it. Water just slows down so much running through this thing. And there's several hacks you can do. You can get like a finer filter media, kind of like this, and put it there, but it's gonna affect your filtration a little bit, but it'll give you more flow. So if you really don't like FLUVAL FX4, and I know a lot of people complain about it because of flow issues, this pad alone is probably what's causing those issues. So look up different hacks you could use to kind of like free up some of the flow. We're going to put that off to the side. just so I can finish pouring this water in here. It's blocking a lot of water and I'm not trying to make a bigger mess than I already have. Just pour it straight through into the bucket. Yes guys, this is pretty bad. Don't let your filters sit like this or you'll have the same issues. Just keep on pouring it in there. There's just so much detritus built up in this filter, you guys. I'm actually going to take this outside and hose it off just so we can clean it a little bit more. I'm not going to put any filter media in that, how dirty it is. So give me a minute to do that and I'll be back. Alright, so we're done with that. We're going to move this out the way. Just push it out the way. Clean up any of the water we spilled. Alright. And now we're going to reassemble the filtration. So I went ahead and took the time to dump the sludge out of the bucket just so we can properly clean the filter media. What I did was I took tank water and put it in the bucket. Now we're going to wash the filter media in. That way we can preserve any kind of beneficial bacteria that might still be on the sponge. It's highly unlikely for it because it's been sitting for so long, but we're just going to go ahead and squeeze it out kind of like you would just a regular dish sponge to try to get all that detritus and sludge out of the filter media. Now you're not going to get it all, but this will preserve, doing it this way will preserve most of your beneficial bacteria. And like I said, with one sitting this long, if there's any, we're going to try to at least preserve some of it. And we're just going to set that to the side. As long as it's wet, the beneficial bacteria should stay alive. And we're going to clean this one now. Pretty dirty job, you guys, but not to quote the TV show, somebody's got to do it. Just kind of squeeze it till it all comes out like that a little bit. If you're a little bit more thorough than I am, you probably could get a little bit more cleaner, but we're just trying to free up some of the filtration. Okay, so now that we got everything cleaned and defunkified and just a little bit more sanitary, we're going to start reassembling the biological media. It was actually this little sponge that was trapping all that detritus right there. That's just a little backup filtration for when the main media fails. And you're just going to stack it just the way it came out. Now that we got everything cleaned and freed up from any detritus, we're going to reassemble the filtration. You just kind of put them back in there the way they came out. Then you want to stack the second media box on top like this. And you put the filtration in there also. You want to put this in there. Clamp these down to hold it together. Line up the inlets and the outlets. It should just slide right in. What I'm doing now is I'm just trying to make sure the inlets and the outlets are lined up correctly. It looks like this one might be a little too far up for this filtration, but we're going to assemble it and see how it does. I did buy this one used when I first got it back in the day, so that part might not be the part that came on it. Might have been a replacement part that they may have used. But we're going to end the video there today, guys. I'm going to see if I can find a different part for that. It just doesn't seem like it's lining up right. There's no sense in setting it up on the tank right now until I find that other part. So maybe I'll have a follow-up on the video. We can get this thing on the 80-gallon. If you guys enjoyed the video and felt like you may have gotten informed, I hope this helped some of you. I know from experience, FLUVAL doesn't leave a lot of instructions on how to maintenance their products. So if you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit the subscribe button, because we do have a lot coming to the fish room that I'd love to share with you guys. So be sure to follow along for that, and I'll see you guys in the next video. And like always, thank you for watching.